What's up, you guys? Another tool fight from Tools in Action. Professional amateurs, completely unscientific, makes no sense at all. The results of this will just confuse you more. I wanted to add recharge times, but this guy told me you guys could look it up. So That's your homework. You guys, most popular brands we could find at the Home Depot. We do have one professional grade blower in here. Years ago, 5 years ago, we would not be talking about cordless blowers. There might have been one or two on the market, and they sucked. But as time goes on, you're getting more run time.
Battery technology has been increasing.
Yes, exactly. Why do we like cordless blowers? Because let's face it, you go to Home Depot, you go to Lowe's, whatever your hardware big box store is, and you buy that $99 one, whatever brand, and it runs for a year. It's 2 cycles, it smokes, by the next year, you go to start it, doesn't start, gas sucks, it deforms the carburetor. Actually, it's not gas that sucks, it's ethanol. It's because your government puts ethanol into the gas, which I actually heard makes more greenhouse gases. To actually farm the stuff and this, that. But come on, you guys.
But greenhouse gases are good. It makes it warmer.
Yeah, it makes it warmer. And plus, come on. What a great idea your government has to use your food source as fuel.
Yep.
Right? All right, you guys. Enough of that. Let's talk about what we got here today. What do we have? So
the first one we got is Ego. You've seen Ego on our channel. We've touted them. They're newer to the market, probably about 3 years old. We like a lot of their stuff. This is their blower, 530 CFM with the turbo button. It has variable speed. On high, it's 400 CFM, and I believe on low, it's 200 CFM. Intake is on the back. This is a 50...
Actually, the intake's on the side. It's protected. It's not going to suck in on you.
Yeah, okay. This has got a 2.5 amp hour battery, and it's a 56 volt. And in terms of all these, another reason that we like the battery ones is the decibels. They're all going to be between, I'm guessing, 60 and 70 or 60 and 80 decibels.
Yeah, something
a lot
like
quieter than gas ones.
This one's 65, and it weighs 7.4 pounds, so it's really light in the bunch that we have going here. Next, what do we have?
Next, we got the Greenworks, which you're going to see the Greenworks and the Cobalt kind of being the same. They look very identical, probably made by the same company is the reason why. Power button, it's got a fan speed so you can have low, medium, and high. This is an 80 volt with a 2 amp hour motor.
Okay, and that weighs 5.7 pounds. I'm not sure if these are with batteries or without.
5.7 pounds sounds like without because afterwards we weighed them. So
we did weigh them.
Yeah, so these are with, some of the stats are going to show you with, a couple things on here. Some of the stats are going to show you without battery, some will show you with battery. And then runtime, when you see them on there, most of the time it's runtime on low. They're not going to tell you on high.
Right, because high, I mean, if you get 10 minutes, you're lucky.
Yes.
All right, professional, DeWalt, 40 volt, 120 mile an hour, 67 dBs, 4.0 amp hour battery, and it weighs 10.4 pounds.
This one has cruise control, variable speed, just using the trigger. And like Dan said, this is 40 volt with a 4 amp motor. And what's the deal with this?
With the pipe, it's bent, so basically it keeps it straight, so the mower isn't like you're not cocking off to the side.
The blower's not pushing back and all that.
Next,
we got the Ryobi, which you find only at the Home Depot. Kind of looks a lot like the Rigid, if you're familiar with the Rigid. Batteries on top. This is a 40 volt with the intake on the back. How many amps is this one?
2.5, 2.6.
2.6, okay. So what about?
What?
It's got a 300 CFM,
155 mile an hour. Pretty compact unit, kind of reminds me of the Rigid. The thing I did like about that, it just like hangs.
Yeah.
I mean, that one was really ergonomic to use. Troy-bilt core. You guys, Troy-bilt bought the company called Core. Core was kind of confusing to me in the early days because it was like, they really didn't mention battery. They're like, oh, it's all this new weird thing. But basically, it's just some different way how the motor, battery, jive, I don't know.
It's got a push button for your econ.
These guys, most people have clicked off by now.
You can change the speed setting on it. Again, I guess the intake is on the side on this one, correct? Or is it kind of on the back or both?
Both.
Kind of.
Both.
So this has a 4 amp hour battery, and this is 40 volts, right?
Yeah, 40 volts.
This one actually, I believe, weighs the most, but it's powerful.
Yeah, at 545 CFM, 125 miles an hour, it's got the most CFM on every one here. And it does weigh 11.3 pounds with the battery. So very powerful, 4-year-old, 5-year warranty on that, not bad. Next is the
Cobalt. Again, it's like the Greenworks. You have a power button, and then you have a button for your fan speeds, low, medium, and high. 80 volts, just like the Greenworks, and I believe this is a 2 amp hour battery also, right? I believe it's a 2 amp hour battery because they're both 144 watts.
Yeah, so I don't know, Eric's the battery expert these days. I don't know much, but yeah, it's pretty much identical to the Greenworks
Greenworks.
over there. And then finally,
last but not least, we got the Echo, which is a 58 volt system. So it's got cruise control and then variable speed on here. Battery is a 2 amp hour battery.
Yep. 30 minutes charge time, up to 1 hour on low. Runtime on high is 15 minutes. Brushless, 450 CFM.
I believe they're all
11 pounds.
brushless motors, except I don't think the troy-bilt one is.
Weighs 11 pounds. Yeah, the troy-bilt's got a core. I don't know what core is. So you guys, let's head out to Bodie's and see what's happening. What's up, you guys? Tools in action. Another day out at Bodie Tree Care. We love coming here. It's like a big playground for us. Unfortunately for Bodie, he's trying to get work done, and we're messing up his lot here with the vent track. But basically, you guys, we wanted to do a blower comparison fight, and we know there's tons out there. And since we're tools in action, we're professional amateurs. We didn't want to go into this has, you know, when you go to Home Depot, you know, and you're looking for a blower, it's like this one has 400 mile an hour. This one has 300. It doesn't necessarily mean that that one's better. There's different CFM types and stuff like that. So, you know, you want to be an educated consumer, but you also just want to get in there and just get a blower. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's been 2 weeks, you know, doing the math on a blower. So we've got some popular blowers here, and basically what we've decided is we took the vent jack and we made 2 dumps. We leveled off the mulch, and we made 2 dumps of the mulch. So each pile has 2. We're going to go through, see which one does it the fastest, see which one survives, see which one doesn't blow it.
All fully charged batteries.
Yes, all fully. The Ego, we're still waiting for it. That's charging currently. But everything is set to go. We're going to hit it. We're going to go. It's just complete, you know, whichever one comes out here is probably the one that I'm going to pick.
Yeah, well, I don't know. If it's really bad, that stands out to me. If they all do it okay, then I start to look more for the line. What else is in the line that's good that I would want to expand to? To me, as a consumer, that's what's important.
Right.
I don't know.
No, that's
I mean, you want a good blower, but, you know, again, I'd like to thank Bodie Tree Care for having us out here and destroying everything and all that, so.
Yeah. And you guys, it's not how far we can move the piles. We just got to get the pile off of this position.
And we
don't care.
understand there's a lot of variables to it, whatever. It is what it is. We're not, what is it? What's that facility that measures everything?
UL?
Yeah, UL. We're not UL by any means, man.
Yeah. So
we're here having fun.
Yeah. So we have a mixture of voltages here. We have some 80 volts, some 36 volts. What's the Ego? 56 volt?
56 volt.
40 volts.
What's the troy-bilt?
56. Oh, the troy-bilt's 40 volt.
40, okay.
Yeah.
So the troy-bilt and the Ryobi are both 40, right?
Yes. Okay, predictions. Which one do you think is going to be a star here, Eric? You
Man,
guys,
I don't
we
know.
haven't tested it yet. We used the Ego a little bit earlier just to blow 1 pile just to see if it was doable with a blower.
And we're using it at full blast for all of them. So some of them, if they have turbo, the turbo is going to be on. If it's got high power, it's high power. If it's just a trigger, the trigger's on. So whatever the highest is what we're going to do.
Yeah, I always use a blower at full power. I understand you can turn it down so you don't want to blow certain things. But predictions, mine's going to be either troy-bilt or Ego.
I don't know, man. 80 volts a lot.
I could be surprised.
I don't know. That troy-bilt looks pretty good. The Ego, I love the Ego because I've been using it, so I think it's good.
On paper, the troy-bilt has the most specs. CFM.
Okay.
So, all right, let's get started. that was our test. Obviously not scientific, real world conditions.
And we're back.
Well, no, but you know, people are gonna. You guys, there's tons of other channels. You can go to websites if you want to get the specs and all that.
Here
It's
it is,
about
guys.
real
We're just
use.
looking here to have some fun. There's so many variables with blowers. We're having a good time, and that's really what it comes down to. We're not
having
UL,
a good time
you know.
at your expense.
Exactly.
Don't worry about it.
You know, just click the ads below, and we're fine. Oh, everything's good.
Oh my God! So you guys, this is the order of the runtime. Does runtime mean everything? No, because there's tons of other stuff that goes along with it. Basically, we took the vent track, we scooped it off, we did 2 piles, and basically we just wanted to move the pile, not far, just move the pile. Obviously, there were some points when Bodie was out there and he was blowing, and a lot of stuff was coming into mine. And if I had a weaker blower, I couldn't keep up. Did you notice that?
No.
I mean, you were pretty much always on a powerful blower.
Because I know how to use one.
Okay, well, whatever, dude, whatever. Sorry, I don't know how to use a blower. But, you know, we obviously used all of them, and, you know, some are easier to use than others, but I tell you what, that's the only time I ever wish that, like, they had crappy run time. Because it was hard holding those heavy ones out there, you know? I mean, a lot of stuff going on. So, basically, you guys, roughly, this is roughly now, we had 9 minutes with the Ego.
And we ran them all at full power, so...
The Greenworks was 10 minutes. The troy-bilt was 12 minutes. This was the
12.
Cobalt. Cobalt was 12 also. The Ryobi got 13 minutes. The DeWalt got 14 minutes. And just like the website claimed, the Echo was the winner of runtime at 15 minutes. Exactly.
And again, there's different volts, different amps in here, different speeds. You know, you get a higher speed, more CFM, that's going to pull more power. It's going to lower the runtime on it. So
and does that mean
those are things you got to consider.
Right, and does that mean it won? Well, no. I mean, they're all winners, you know. Well,
not really.
Well, no, not all winners, but they're all good in their own way.
Yeah.
You know, obviously this was the runtime king right here, but you know, this and this had the most power. You know, so obviously these are going to be on the lower end. They're drawing more energy out of those batteries.
And here's the deal: everyone uses blowers in different ways. You know, like up here in North, we get a lot of leaves, and it tends to be a rainy season. Our leaves tends to get really wet and heavy, and that we need more power. Especially for someone like me, where I have a small yard, I need the power. I don't really care about the runtime as much because I can walk back and get it. But maybe if you're down south in Florida, or even up when you go up into Wisconsin, some of these farmlands that are growing, there's no trees on there. They're going to just be blowing off. They got really long driveways. They're just going to be blowing off the grass and that. So they might want something with more runtime. So it's really how you're going to be using it too.
Right. So as for ergonomics, I did like the Ryobi a lot. I also like the Greenworks and the Cobalt. I felt that they were very good. And the Ego was pretty good ergonomics also. So those are my favorite for ergonomics. For you know, actual blowing power, which ones do you think stood out?
Well, I'm going to go over. Go ahead and finish what you're going to say, because I want to actually say I like one better than the other. There's two of them here I wouldn't.
Okay, well, no. If I was to say which ones had the most blowing power, I'm going to go with these two right here.
Yeah, no, I agree.
The Ego and the troy-bilt. I mean, they definitely had more blowing power.
Yes.
If it was down to it between that, if I needed maximum blowing power, obviously, and it was between those two, I would probably tend towards Ego, only because this thing's heavy.
Yeah, it's
You know,
very heavy.
but the troy-bilt's heavy. But you know, I mean, it has a couple minute more runtime. Is that a big deal? I don't know. It's just the heavy when you're moving your arm around, and you know, since I'm getting old, I got the tennis elbow going on. I mean, it really matters now. You know, I like a year ago, I never thought, oh, no problem. I don't care how heavy a blower is, but now you can really feel it wear and tear on your arm, and you know. If I needed a little baby blower around the house, just something quick, I'd go with the Ryobi. Only because it's kind of like the mix in the middle, and it's the most cost-effective one out there. What do you have to say?
I don't know. If I had to pick the one blower I would go with, it would be the Ego. Only reason because I love their line. I love that this is the lightest one out there and it's powerful. And again, for me, I don't need a lot of runtime. I have a small yard. And I know you're not supposed to do this, but I go up in the roof and I clean out my gutters with the blower. I don't want something real heavy. So this would be my first choice. My second choice would be Ryobi. Only reason, again, because they have a large line. They've got a mower. They've got other things that go with it, and I like the feel of it. Not as powerful, definitely not as powerful, but it's got pretty good runtime.
It's a good little blower to have
It's
like
a good
around
little
the garage
blower
or something.
Next on the list, I like these. These are good blowers. I thought they had a lot of power. They were very, very well. I don't know. I like these a lot. Next would be the troy-bilt. I love the troy-bilt's power. I hate the weight of this thing. This thing is heavy. Like you said, if you're holding it for a while, that's what I just don't like about it. Last on the list would be between these two. This one, I don't really understand the point of DeWalt having a 40 volt or why you would buy that. There's no mower on it. It's got a side discharge, so
No
lefties is
mower
going to
on
stick.
it.
not on this, but in their line, I should say. You
Well,
know?
not yet.
So I know not yet, but I'm just saying, if I'm going to get a blower as a consumer, I want something where I can get a hedger, I want to get a trimmer, I want to get a mower, I want to have one battery platform. I don't want to invest in this and then have to go buy a different mower with a different battery
Cord doesn't
thing.
have
You
a
know?
mower either.
Well, that's why it's towards the last too. And then this one was probably my least favorite. I don't like how the chute was long. It wasn't very powerful. Yes, it's got a lot of runtime. I didn't like the feel of that one. So these two I'm not huge fans of.
Yeah,
So.
see, I go different on the DeWalt. I think the DeWalt's a pretty decent blower.
Yeah, a blower by itself I think is great, but
Well, that's what we're talking
You know.
about today is blowers.
but as a consumer, what I'm saying, I understand you're looking at that, but you also have to look at other things too. It's like going into a house. You say, hey, it's got a beautiful kitchen, but if you don't look at the rest of the house, how do you know if it's good? You know what I mean?
Okay. No, I understand, Eric.
So
I understand.
as a consumer, I don't want to go into extra battery platforms. I want to stay with one battery platform that does everything that I need.
Right, that's true, you know. And only two here have snow blowers, which is going to be the Ego
These two.
and the actually three. I mean, when we say
Cobalt's got a battery powered mower? I guess they would.
yeah,
It wouldn't make
Cobalt's got a
sense.
battery
Yeah,
powered
okay.
snow blower. Yeah.
So.
As far as build quality goes, what do you think the best one is as far as build quality?
Build quality, I'd have to say these two.
Yeah, the DeWalt and the Ego seem to be the most well built. The Ryobi's actually well built also.
That's a good value for the price. The value of the Ryobi stuff's good. I mean, it's not that any of them are badly built quality. This one only seems well built because it's heavy. I think.
Right,
You know?
right. I mean, I think the weakest though are the Greenworks and the Cobalt.
Why?
Just Greenworks always feels a little chintzy
Yeah,
to
they
me.
do.
Just I don't know if it's the plastic they use or whatever.
Yeah.
I have had a couple things Greenworks break on me.
Have you?
Well, remember that snowblower we had?
Yes, okay, that's right, yep.
When you tighten up the handles, it kept breaking.
Yeah, even their lawnmowers, the handles felt a little bit on the cheaper side.
Yeah.
I mean, the mower, they did a great job mowing, but
Yeah. So I mean, you know, it's all about aesthetics too. I don't know if companies are watching this right now, but it's how you present the product. Also.
nobody's watching it right now.
Well, whatever. I'll be watching it. And be
Yeah.
like, yeah, Dad, go, Dad. Yeah. You know, it's all about aesthetics too. I mean, people
is.
feel we like to touch.
Yeah, and speaking of that, these two you can see these guys are big guys, you know, where these are more compact over here.
Right. But I do like the battery on this though. This is the only battery that I like that has a handle, and that's cool. How it has a handle
Yeah.
to pull the battery in and out. Because
Yeah.
most of them you just have to grab the battery or whatever.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's kind of a cool system. It's what?
It's hard doing that. I agree.
Are you
No, it
serious?
is. The handle's really nice, man.
Shut up, man. So you guys, you know, it's up to you guys what you think, you know, was the winner here. Like we said, it's tools in action. We don't really declare total winners. We both have our opinions.
Yeah.
Eric has his opinion. I have my opinion. You know,
And it comes down to your needs again. Maybe you like, man, I just want the power. I don't care about the runtime like myself. But maybe you just want the runtime. That's all you care about. You
yeah.
know?
If you want just runtime, definitely go with the Echo.
You know,
because that's
yeah.
the runtime you're gonna. You know, it's
Yeah.
gonna give you the runtime. You know, if you want something that's gonna be rugged and last, you know, definitely look into the DeWalt. Look into the Ego. You know, we know Ego. Eric's had one for 5 years and beat it up, and he knows it's gonna last. If you want economical and just something you give to grandma around the house, definitely the Ryobi. It's powerful.
It's light,
You know,
it's-
it's
yeah.
light. It's a great, easy hanger.
Yep.
You know, I mean, I don't know why I give the Echo so much of a hard time because, you know, it does have the greatest runtime.
Yeah.
But the blowing was But I don't know if it's just the looks of it. I mean, this thing just looks like.
When I was using it, I just didn't like the power, and I don't like the short shoot on the thing. You know, it just
they all have
wasn't my
short shoots.
favorite. You know,
Don't they? Oh, it is the shortest shoot.
you know,
I know. I like when they.
it's got the shortest shoot on there. Shoot.
What the hell are you talking about? You guys, figure it out. What do you guys think? Check out all these brands. Tell us your favorite at
Yeah.
the bottom. We want to know. Tools in action. Hashtag TA Crew wherever you go, and then you win things. And
don't forget, we got a power tool form. We're going to be giving away something every single month on there. So go ahead and over there, sign up. Great people over there. Plus, you get a chance to win a tool every single month.
yes, and that's the end of the.
It's the end of our show, guys. So
All
go
right.
enjoy your day.
Yes, next. Tools in action.
Sweet.
Remember, for more exciting tool action, go to toolsinaction.com.
All right, you guys, real fast, that was the blower fight. We just wanted to introduce you to Eric Bodie. He is one of the TIA crew. He lets us tear his yard apart, and he's got all this cool, fun equipment, probably too much bigger than I could use, but what do you guys do?
We're a tree removal and tree trimming service. We also do mulch. We pick up wood wood debris that needs to be removed as well for landscapers. So we pretty much full service tree.
Cool.
And
Northern Illinois only, pretty much?
Northern Illinois.
And then you're a certified arborist, right?
I am as well,
What
yes.
is an arborist?
And arbor certification, it takes into account the biology of the tree, and it's for diagnosis as well as proper trimming and proper removal techniques.
Cool. So I mean, I've never seen like a tree guy with a certified arborist on their truck. Or do they have to be?
A lot of them are, some aren't. Probably about, I'd say maybe 40% of the guys are.
Right.
Some of the, I guess, the less expensive firms typically aren't. They're just out there to take care of, just remove and do trimming that maybe is not up to ANSI specifications, which we follow.
Cool. Now, if someone wants something done or mulch or something, what's your number?
847-909-2100 is our telephone number.
All right. Do you have a website?
I have a website. It's www.bodetreecare.com.
Cool. Sweet. All right, dude. Thanks.
Cool. Thanks. No problem.